The following video is best watched in 60 frames per second and is meant only for Dragon Ball fans. Yo guys, it's your boy Arj back again, and today we will be discussing and talking about the one idea on everyone's mind that no one in the YouTube community is brave enough to talk about, and it all revolves around the newest Saiyan on the block, and arguably the strongest we have ever seen, and that is none other than Broly. As always, if you're a fan of highly edited Dragon Ball videos with effort put into them, leave a like and smash that subscribe button to see more and join our 170,000 strong army. But if that was not enough, I'm proud to announce our 7th console giveaway of a PS4 Pro with a copy of Tekken 7. All sponsored by Bandai Namco. One click and you're in, so get that done now. But moving on, Broly, the son of Beerus, a young warrior Saiyan first introduced to us in the same baby chamber as that of the prince. His significance was foreshadowed to us from the very beginning. When King Vegeta first sees that another baby is in the chamber of the elites, he questions his scientists, who inform him that Broly's power surpasses even that of Vegeta IV. The prince, who up until this point had the highest power level as a baby, King Vegeta brushes them to the side, choosing to see for himself with his scout scope, only for it to explode in typical Dragon Ball fashion. The scientists inform him that Broly's power is volatile, but that the last reading they showed that he had great potential, with the next then mentioning Broly could even be the legendary Super Saiyan, and with those words, Broly's fate was forever decided by King Vegeta. In the original Broly movie, King Vegeta chose to attempt to murder both Broly and Beerus in fear of his power. However, in this version, his motives are truly unclear. Broly is instead kept alive and sent towards the frontier planet Vampa, a small dwarf planet of no real value, typically meant for low-class warriors, meaning it could not have truly been his aim for Broly to die, and indeed he even mentions to Beerus the possibility of Broly surviving, before changing his tune to a fear that Broly could one day pose a problem to planet Vegeta and even the universe itself. In reality, just moments earlier, King Vegeta had watched Frieza effortlessly kill a Saiyan sniper with a power level of 2000, which Frieza referred to as not bad, and it is possible King Vegeta at that point feared for the boy's life in the future, but now we will never know. Broly's life on Vampa, as expected, was a harsh one, almost immediately transforming into a great ape after looking at the moon, later leading to Beerus cutting it off for good. In the years that followed, Broly's only training came from play fighting with Bar and the battle simulations with Beerus, who we know only had a power level of 4200. Yet regardless of this, Broly's power was able to reach a ridiculous height by the time he was an adult. When he eventually meets Vegeta and launches his attack at him, though Vegeta is smiling initially, the battle soon shifts to showing the previously foreshadowed difference in base powers of Broly and Vegeta, with Vegeta recanting he's fast. Could it be that he's learning how to use his power? The battle goes on from this point, as we know, with Broly going from strength to strength, from base to Ikari to Super Saiyan, and then to his final legendary form, unnerved by any of the divine transformations of Goku and Vegeta, and only finally being beaten by the Super Saiyan blue form of Gogeta, who by all accounts may be in a form even beyond blue, considering just how different his ki looks. Crucially, however, and crucial to this video's title, there is a brief point before Gogeta intervenes, and it is a moment where Whis is inexplicably attacked by Broly, and it's worth noting we never actually see what triggers this fight, whether Whis instigated it by getting in his way or Broly just randomly noticed him and attacked. The only piece of information we have is that Broly attacked Frieza after running straight in front of him, so for Whis to have got involved, it suggests Whis was right in front of Broly's path, which is strange considering Whis was far from the action with Bulma initially. So did he arrive in his path on purpose? And if so, for what reason? From the very beginning of the movie, Whis is seen questioning Goku and Vegeta on their reasons for wanting more power, but follows this up sharply with wondering if he is trying to be the next god of destruction. And we see Whis' head shift in eagerly as he asks this. Beerus also gets involved at this point at the sheer thought and says, "What was that? I can't let that pass," as if suggesting not only is he aware and keen to hear of any news of his replacement, but also suggests one of two things. Either he's not ready to be replaced, or he just does not accept an imbecile like Goku to replace him. Given we already know Goku is still far weaker than Beerus, with Akira Toriyama himself actually stating in the past the series would end when Goku surpasses Beerus. When Goku rejects the idea, Beerus visibly goes back to his relaxed state and even spends the rest of the movie laying back with Bra babysitting. This whole sequence, however, suggesting a new god of destruction is incoming from Whis, coupled with the mysterious circumstances surrounding Whis' short but brief fight with Broly, where he smiles and laughs in enjoyment, even goading Broly with "over here," paints a very poignant picture that Whis may have been trialing out and testing Broly to see the extent of his current power, scaling it against what he knows already of Beerus. He even seems disappointed when Gogeta eventually intervenes, but things don't end here. When Gogeta does one of his final moves in the movie, leading to a huge explosion, Whis says, "Magnificent." He might have finished him with that one, before we see a close-up on Whis' face where his eyes close slightly and he mutters, as if thinking about something, potentially from realizing that Broly has indeed still survived, and the level of power seen from these two mortals has actually truly surpassed Beerus at this point, which is truly then compounded by the fact that at the end of the movie, Goku himself admits that at one point Broly even probably surpassed Beerus. All of these references to a god of destruction, Beerus, the actions and words of Whis, and then the fact Akira Toriyama himself referred to Broly as an almighty Saiyan, almighty being a term usually used only for gods, shows the true future of Broly, and that he really will be the next god of destruction following Beerus. And in fact, Toriyama has also confirmed that Broly has more destructive power than a god of destruction. Yep, destructive. Does it need to be any more clearer for you guys? The very idea that Beerus remained such an unimportant character in the movie and was napping almost all the way through it and wanted to sleep could mean a number of things. Potentially he has reached the end of his tenure now and it is time for him to be replaced, or it could mean that it is time for him to go to sleep just as he did before. We don't know the specifics of his race, but so far it seems no other god of destruction has spoken of extended sleeps, so maybe it is specific to his actual race. With a new period of sleep approaching, now would be the best time to bring in Broly, or at least train him. But regardless of this, if indeed Broly is more powerful than Beerus as Goku suggests, he is the obvious choice for the role, given his power is also destructive by nature. The only problem is that he is yet to be able to control his power, and ultimately there is no better person to help him safely control his power in Universe 7 as Kel did than Whis himself, who can still dodge all of his attacks with ease. Broly after all has no family and only Chi-Light and Limo, who have both expressed that they cannot stay any longer on Vampa. So where else would be better than the plains of the gods, where the food is bountiful and the surroundings are beautiful? The perfect place for Whis to train Broly and for Goku to arrive and test his powers also, just as he said he would at the end of the film, and how he even hinted he would find Broly no matter where he would travel. But yeah, there truly is a ton of evidence and information within the movie which suggests that Broly will become the next god of destruction, and that's exactly why it's no surprise so many of us immediately began coming to this conclusion. But I want to definitely hear what you guys have to say about all of this. Does all of this make sense in the bigger picture, or do you disagree? As always, I'll be reading and replying to all comments, so let me know, but don't forget to smash that subscribe button to enter our PS4 Pro giveaway with a copy of Tekken 7. All sponsored by Bandai Namco. Until next video guys, Cheers.